Imagine the galaxy's most tragic moment. Mustafar. Obi-Wan Kenobi stands over his defeated apprentice, Anakin Skywalker. In the original story, the lava sets Anakin on fire, leading to the loss of all his remaining power, his body destroyed, forcing him into that black cybernetic coffin we call Darth Vader. But what if the burns were the only thing he avoided? What if Anakin still lost his limbs, still had his left arm and both legs sliced away, but, by one desperate crawl, managed to avoid the searing heat of the lava bank? This isn't just a minor detail, it changes everything. According to the Revenge of the Sith novelization, the extensive burns were what truly crushed his potential and complicated his recovery, not just the amputations. A burn-free Anakin Skywalker is a far more dangerous threat. A threat Palpatine never accounted for. Our story begins right as Obi-Wan turns away on Mustafar. He believes Anakin is doomed, leaving his fate to the will of the Force. Just moments later, Palpatine's shuttle arrives, and he finds his apprentice mangled, but alive. He is furious. Palpatine had spent a decade envisioning a young, athletic warrior, not a limbless ruin. But, unlike the canon timeline, Anakin is still able to speak clearly. His vocal cords were spared. He screams his final, desperate questions. Where is Obi-Wan? Where is Padmé? Palpatine transports Anakin not to the familiar medical bay we saw, but to the reconstruction center on Coruscant. This is where the Sith Lord gets creative. He knows the rule of two mandates his apprentice will one day try to kill him, and an unburned, high-powered Anakin is too much of a risk. Instead of receiving state-of-the-art replacements, Palpatine orders the medical droids to outfit Anakin with old, recycled cybernetics, parts scavenged from Clone Wars-era materials. This modification is purely strategic. It is designed to make Anakin just a bit slower and less agile. He is still incredibly powerful, his connection to the dark side undiminished, and crucially, his midichlorian count is not drastically lowered. But Palpatine ensures the new cybernetics will be a constant, subtle anchor, preventing him from ever reaching his full, Chosen One potential. He still ends up in a form of dark armor, but without the bulky ventilator or full helmet, though his eyes are permanently scorched yellow and red from the dark side's rage. Meanwhile, the canon timeline's events unfold on Polis Massa. Padmé gives birth to Luke and Leia, then dies from a broken heart, having lost the will to live. Upon awakening, Anakin's mind is a fog of pain and rage. He asks Palpatine the only question that matters. Where is Padmé? Is she safe? The Emperor delivers the lie that defined the galaxy. It seems in your anger you killed her. The result is instant, cataclysmic rage. Anakin unleashes the Force, trying to crush Palpatine, but he can't. He stops himself. He destroys medical droids and equipment around him, screaming his denial. But the Emperor is untouchable. Why? Because Palpatine is all he has left. He's lost the Jedi, his best friend, his wife, and their unborn child. Serving Sidious becomes his only remaining purpose. He has nowhere else to go. With the threat subdued, Palpatine officially presents his new enforcer to the Senate. Crucially, the name Darth Vader is never used. The Emperor introduces him as former Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker, the man who saw through the Jedi's treachery and saved Palpatine's life during their coup. Anakin Skywalker, the hero of the Republic, is now the poster boy for the Galactic Empire. This broadcast is transmitted across the entire galaxy. On Tatooine, Obi-Wan Kenobi watches the broadcast in a local canteen. He sees the man he defeated being applauded by the galaxy, a hollowed television of his best friend. Obi-Wan is numb, sickened by the horror he's unleashed, thinking he should have just killed Anakin right there on Mustafar. 10 years pass. The Empire is at the height of its power, commanded by Palpatine and his unburned, highly lethal apprentice, Anakin Skywalker. Anakin, over the past decade, has relentlessly hunted Obi-Wan. He has also secretly upgraded his recycled cybernetics, making small modifications behind Palpatine's back to improve his speed and agility. While not as fluid as he was before the injuries, his power in the dark side more than compensates for any loss of physical athleticism. Anakin's hunt for Kenobi has failed for a decade, until one day, an anonymous tip points him toward Naboo. Anakin had spent the last 10 years avoiding Naboo, the place where he and Padmé were secretly married. where they were supposed to grow old and raise their children. Now, he must face that phantom future. He refuses to take his inquisitors or officers, determined to kill Kenobi himself. Upon arrival, he is flooded with memories. Their wedding, their days by the lake. For the first time in years, he sheds a tear, but he quickly wipes it away, moving to the capital city of Theed. He finds himself standing on the outskirts of the city, face to face with the worst thing imaginable, Padmé's tomb. As he places his hand on her casket, a voice cuts through the silence. Anakin. It is Obi-Wan. Anakin turns his sadness to hatred. "You brought me here, didn't you?" he snarls, igniting his crimson blade and leaping at Obi-Wan. The two engage in a duel nearly identical to their fight on Mustafar, a perfect, synchronized battle. The fight is a stalemate, neither able to gain an edge, until Anakin, using the dark side, force pulls a nearby stone from Padmé's shrine and throws it. It knocks Obi-Wan's saber away and traps him beneath the rock. Anakin stands over him, saber pointed at his face, demanding final words. Obi-Wan replies, "Anakin, I didn't bring you here. We brought you here." Anakin spins around. Standing clear as day is Ahsoka Tano. The trap is clear. They lured him to Naboo, to the one place guaranteed to haunt him with what he'd lost. Ahsoka ignites her twin white sabers, the crystals having been bled back from a defeated Inquisitor, and engages Anakin. The injured Obi-Wan struggles out from under the rock, force pulling his saber back to his hand and joining the fight. In a highly calculated move, Ahsoka slashes Anakin across the face, marking him with a fresh scar. He drops to his knees. The two Jedi pause, seeing their friend, not a monster. Obi-Wan retracts his saber and finally tells him the truth that Palpatine had twisted. "It wasn't me who did this to you. It was your own master, Sidious. Padmé never died after you attacked her. She lost the will to live after seeing what you had become." He finally delivers the full truth. Padmé may have died, but her children didn't. You're twins. Their names are Luke and Leia. Anakin is speechless. His rage breaks. His scorching yellow eyes turn back to their normal, familiar blue. He looks at Obi-Wan, and in that moment, he sees not just his master, but visions of his mother, Qui-Gon, and Padmé, the people who never stopped believing in him. "I'm sorry, Master," Anakin says, and the two embrace. Ahsoka joins the hug. The moment of reunion is fleeting. Anakin asks when he can meet his children, and Obi-Wan gives him the painful answer. The Empire is still in power. One thing remains: the Emperor. Anakin finally has a new purpose in life, his children, and he will do anything to secure a future for them. The three immediately sketch out a plan. Anakin gives them the location of Palpatine's main quarters, the Imperial Palace on Coruscant, which used to be the Jedi Temple. They contact Bail Organa, telling him to rally the growing rebellion forces and any surviving Jedi he knows to coordinate an attack on Coruscant. The three fly to Coruscant in Anakin's personal shuttle, avoiding suspicion. To pass the checkpoints, Anakin puts Obi-Wan and Ahsoka in handcuffs, making them look like prisoners. Master Manipulator laughs at their deception, sensing the disturbance in the Force. Anakin releases the Jedi. When Palpatine scoffs that the lie about Padmé only brought Anakin closer to the dark side, Anakin ignites his saber, and the duel begins. Palpatine, an expert strategist, immediately targets the two people he perceives as the weakest links, Obi-Wan and Ahsoka. He uses both his sabers to quickly disarm Obi-Wan, and then uses Force Lightning, a move Anakin is unable to master due to his modified cybernetics, to electrocute and drop Ahsoka. It comes down to a final clash between master and apprentice. This time, the rage in Anakin is controlled, focused, entirely on his twin children. The fight is a chaotic frenzy until Anakin, in a desperate move, uses his free hand to punch Palpatine in the face. As he goes in for the final strike, Palpatine thrusts his own saber through Anakin's chest. At the same moment, Anakin plunges his red blade deep into the Emperor's chest. Both Sith fall to the ground. Ahsoka rushes to Palpatine. He is not breathing. The Emperor is truly defeated. Obi-Wan rushes to Anakin. "We did it," Anakin whispers, struggling for breath. "I left a recording in the ship. Take it, you'll need it." he tells Obi-Wan before his final breath. "You saved me, Obi-Wan. Take care of Luke and Leia." The Chosen One is gone, but the cycle of darkness is finally broken. 2 days later, Bail Organa addresses an emergency Senate meeting. He plays Anakin's final recording, confessing the truth. With the threat of Sidious gone, Obi-Wan and Ahsoka keep their promise. A new Jedi Order is built, with Yoda stepping down and an older, wiser Obi-Wan Kenobi becoming the new head. Luke and Leia, at age 13, are finally told the full truth and begin their training. Obi-Wan gives them one final gift, a recording from their father, Anakin, made right before his death, telling them he is proud of them and will always be watching. The galaxy is finally at peace, purchased at the cost of one tragic life. It makes you wonder, if the Emperor had been more trusting and given Anakin those state-of-the-art cybernetics, would Anakin have turned against him much sooner? Let me know what you think. Would you like me to create a breakdown of the new Jedi Order under Master Kenobi?